Hello, I am Cheshire's Madness. Have a weird name because I don't care. I review stuff, don't care. Now, I believe that cartoon animals can be a part of our lives. Don't believe me? One sec. It was a large part of my childhood, around about when I was 9, 10 years old, perchance. Nearly dropped the laptop. I think that's slightly a bit more important than a £10 piece of plastic. Or, where are you? Funny, I'm asking where one character is, despite the fact I've got 5 of them. Or, the Cheshire Cat. Who got me to accept the fact that I'm weird? So yeah, actually, whilst on the topic of this little guy, let's talk about Cool Cat. Actually, I'll go back with my. Now, Cool Cat is the creation of Derek Savage, who, as of last year, has filed multiple false copyright strikes and has threatened someone to leak their information to ISIS. Charming man, isn't he? Now, Cool Cat Saves the Kids is an after-school PSA, which kind of acts. Well, when you think about it, it's a lot more like Barney the Dinosaur with, well, alongside without my Sesame Street. Well, without Sesame Street, really, but the story is straightforward. Cool Cat runs for school president. Butch is being a bully. Cool Cat does nothing. Butch runs off. Wash, rinse, repeat. There are multiple subplots, if I recall. About four of them. I'm not too sure on that. Don't hold that against me. Where Cool Cat goes to a Hollywood parade. Cool Cat teaches road safety. Cool Cat finds a gun. He writes a book. What else? I think that's it. What else was there about Cool Cat? He's incredibly questionable, really. When you think about it, he's not really, the whole complex, oh, I can teach children to save kids. I can do this. Not really, no. I mean, he's kind of like, when you think about it, it's like, he's more like Winnie the Pooh and Snoopy. I mean, they really just share life, They encounter the problems, they fix it somehow. They just have, it's, pretty common to find, as I said, Winnie the Pooh and Snoopy. But, really, again, as I said, Winnie the Pooh and Snoopy have, got that, just, it's life feel to them. Whereas, if you look at someone like, say, Amethyst here, she has a lot more of a complex personality, despite the fact for an obvious design. You don't know what that is? Cool Cat's meant to be like a 6-foot-ish talking cat who is meant to help children with their bully problems. Amethyst is a talking rock, and she has a lot more of a complex personality than Cool Cat ever will. And really, the film should not be called Cool Cat Saves the Kids. It should be called Cool Cat pretty much does nothing. I mean, seriously, when you think about it, Cool Cat really doesn't do anything that goes, oh, look at me, I've stopped Butch the bully multiple times. No, he just does nothing. He runs off, gets himself done by the police, and then gets arrested by the police again, despite the fact that no one mentioned that Cool Cat called the police. Or you don't even show him do it. Derek Savage is another questionable person in this entire movie. I mean, there's one scene which is part of the writing a story plot, or subplot, and Cool Cat finds out information about a magazine competition where you have to write a book and you win both $100 and your face on the magazine. What would you do? However, the way he presents it, despite the fact you can tell it's, Derek Savage is doing, you can't help but say, why is there a child, a little girl, no less, on your cover? And then you proceed to call it your entertainment magazine. Because if I'm not mistaken, entertainment magazines for anyone that's 18 plus are pornos. Playboy magazine, Hustler, name it. So, what the hell is Derek Savage doing with one of his entertainment magazines, having a little 6-year-old girl on him? Another character, there were 3 noteworthy characters: Cool Cat, Derek Savage, Butch the Bully. And Butch the Bully is just a moustache twirling villain. And yes, I am twirling my moustache. Do I have any... have more of a complex personality? No, I do not. No, he's just evil for the sake of being evil. Actually, yeah, I do have someone like that. Bender here. He's just a jerk for the sake of being a jerk. Whereas, actually, whilst conducting this review, I've gone through many trials, errors with, Audacity, errors with Windows Movie Maker, and I had to rewrite the script multiple times. This is entirely improvised, which is why you hear me rambling, comparing pop vinyls to a character. Really, I had multiple characters put down for this list, on who to compare to Cool Cat. I had Big Bird, I had Tigger, I had Winnie the Pooh, I had Gumball Watterson. Pardon me, got a bit of hiccups. But really, when thinking about it, no one comes close to Cool Cat than one cartoon, Wonder Over Yonder. Now, really, when you get down to the premise, it's an orange fuzzy thing who wants to help people in any way he can, make friends with them, and tries to reach out to this villain, who is, again, a moustache-twirling villain, for the sake of being a moustache-twirling villain. But when you compare it to Cool Cat, Wonder Over Yonder is a lot more complex. As the show goes on, you find out why Lord Hater is exactly a moustache-twirling villain, as opposed to, just a heartless monster. He's a heartless monster due to the fact he is lonely, he seeks compassion, he seeks love. Whereas Butch really has no motivation, despite the fact it's actually kind of like me. He has long hair, he has buck teeth, and he's kind of fat. I'm not kidding, I am kind of chubby. And really, that's kind of enough for me to be the moustache-twirling villain. But really, I don't blame Butch for being a victim of bullying. Hell, there's been multiple scenes where he's been bullied by everyone else. When you really think about it, Cool Cat does it, Eric Estrada does it, Vivica A. Fox does it. And yet, really, the only 2 morals this entire movie had done right were the gun safety message and what Butch the Bully does. Because after Cool Cat screams at him, he goes ahead and tells Cool Cat and Mario that he's going to tell his mum on them. Which really, that's how you should have handled the bullying. Full stop. I don't give a damn if, you're meant to be this hero character, Cool Cat. I don't give a damn. Butch the Bully done the right thing. There were multiple scenes that waste my time. Seriously, this hour's 1.5 hours. This movie's an hour and a half long. I literally felt every little second go by. I did not want to watch this another time. Seriously, I've watched it 10 times to, do the rewrites, to make more points. Actually, that was another one. Now, this is... Actually, I'm surprised I've seen nearly 20 reviews of this movie. Not one of them noticed this. the music in one scene. Now, when Butch the Bully first starts bullying Corker and Maria, you can hear music in the background. With Maria, it's like do 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 do, kind of mellow, happy-go-lucky. Nothing's really happening. It's just life. But when Butch the Bully does it to Corker, it's just literally just getting deeper, 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 and I'm not sure what Derek Savage wants us to believe. The fact that we can relate to a 6-foot talking cat being bullied, or a little girl. Actually, I'm going to do another example. Where are they? Okay, one. Okay, now, what if you had to pick between these two characters? Who would you relate to more? A human girl getting bullied, or a skeleton? You'd most likely go for the skeleton, won't you? Yeah, you would. Actually, I just realised it's funny. This is the only review where it's both improvised. I'm using my pop vinyls as examples, and yet it actually makes more sense than my other reviews. Jesus Christ, I didn't even want to review them. But really, you can't help it. They are what I love. Although with the movie, back to the movie. Sorry, got a little delayed. There are multiple questionable scenes, like, as I said, the Derek Savage and his entertainment magazines. There's a questionable quote. How Cool Cat says that dogs are his friends. I'm gonna have to do it again, aren't I? Just a second. You are Cheshire and 0. Okay. This is Cool Cat. A cat, as you can tell. This is a dog. Cat's natural enemy. Would you believe that this cat is friends with dogs? What do you two think? Oh, you two also wrestle. You do also rattle. Nice. You can hear that. Let's just pull my elbow around our box. So yeah. Now, do I recommend this movie? Yes and no. Why yes? It's hilariously awful. Seriously, it is flawed in every sense of the word. The editing, the acting, this music, the plot, the story, the messages, they're all terrible, and yet you need to see them to believe them. And why no? Now, as I stated earlier, Derek Savage went on a rampage of making false copyright strikes to Bob Show, I Hate Everything, Josiah Clark, anything that had a negative light on Cool Cat, thus ironically giving a negative light onto him. And recently, and this is the one I'm actually really disgusted myself with knowing, is that Derek Savage threatened a YouTuber by the name of Mr. Bump 2.0 with downloading with his documents, his name, his home address, his number, everything, and leaking it to ISIS. And yet recently, that he uploaded a video called The Savage Crime Show, where he covers about how bad it is about ISIS having an attack every 84 hours, to which he confused for every 4. There you are. Sorry, I'm doing this entirely from my laptop. But really, when you think about it, No, when you get down to it, Derek Savage doesn't deserve anything. He is not even worthy of the money, of the attention, of the recognition. He is not deserving. Seriously, do you know how he funded enough to produce his own another movie and the sequel to Cool Cat Saves the Kids? Yeah. He made multiple false copyright claims and harassed I Hate Everything, Josiah Clark and Bob Show, practically. To stuff that he doesn't even own, apparently, like DC. Which, really, I don't see why, a false copyright claim somehow, magically, got himself, all the money by making a false claim. Which, by the way, are illegal. Oh, Jesus. I am personally disgusted with this man. Have I said everything about the film I wanted to? Yes, I have. So this has been my review. Sorry, it's been rambly, this and the other. I am going to be doing multiple more. Most likely when Bob Show does a review, challenge us to review Tom and Jerry and the Wizard of Oz, it will be a lot more planned. Trust me. I have been Cheshire's Madness. I have a weird name because he's my inspiration. Ta-da!